Minecraft Island, New York Times bestseller by Max Brooks. Chapter 4. Details makes the difference. By the time I reached the top of the hill, my mind was like quivering jello. Turning to the setting sun, I begged, "Not yet. Please don't leave me alone with the monsters. Stay a little longer, please. Don't abandon me." "Moo," cried the distant cow, as if to say, "Stop whimpering and move your butt." And I did. I rushed down the eastern slope of the beach, over to my shallow hole. I started banging the stone cliff with my digging stick, and suddenly felt my heart sink. It was taking forever. If I'd only tested the stick earlier, if I hadn't just assumed it worked. The soft moan floated through the night air. Another zombie was coming. I jumped at that sound, dropped my sticks, and looked frantically around, just like the lesson about not assuming. I'd also completely lost the mantra about drowning thought. It was in full panic mode now. A trapped rat racing, a trapped rat waiting for an undead cat. Growl, came a louder, closer moan. I looked down for my stick. It was gone, maybe hovering close by, but in the growing darkness I couldn't see it. Gah, gurgled the ghoul. I looked up at the hilltop and saw my foe. I reached into my belt for one more other three sticks. My hands brushed the eastern cube. Build. The zombie was starting down the slope towards me. Something glinted in its grasp. A weapon? I raised to create a hole around myself, slamming dirt blocks down into wall. Yes, I suppose I could have, and should have, just blocked myself off in the hole. It just had been the quicker, easier choice. But the thought of being buried alive again, passively pinning in an upright grave, was enough to squeeze the air from my chest. The zombie was only 20 steps away. I jammed the door into place. 10 steps. I finished the wall and realized I didn't have enough dirt for the roof. 5 steps. I grabbed a wooden slab from my belt, throwing it up against the corner wall. It thudded with the impact of a rotted foot. I slapped up slabs and wooden planks. Just 1 step ahead of slouching ghoul. I fitted the last corner planks, plodded out the stairs, thinking I was safe. Then I heard the whoop as the zombie hit the ground. Reeking fist began pounding at my door. Heart thumping, I retreated against the far wall cord. Heard a stone pressed against my back. The door in front of me buckled. I could see dark mini-cubes crackle spreading across the surface. Another few blows would send it crashing down. "Fine," I barked. "You wanna fight? Come on, let's do this." Sticks in hand, I waited for the door to splinter. And then I waited, and waited, and waited. And then, so they would, just like stone, and just like me, could heal. I watched the zombie get within maybe a punch or two or breaking down the thin, buckling barrier, before having the resistance of the whole process again. "Yeah," I taunted. "That's right. Now you know how I felt." Nodding like a proud rooster, I strutted over to the door. "You ain't getting in," I said. "You ain't getting too close." A moody arm shot through one of the open squares and socked me right in the throat. "Point taken," I coughed, staggering back. At least I hadn't hit me when whatever was in its other hand. From a safe distance, I tried to get a better look at the weapon. It wasn't easy, especially in the darkness of my hut. I thought I could see a long, thin wooden handle, similar to my own sticks. Dim moonlight glinted of something at the end. It was flat, roundish, and tempered to a point. "That's a shovel!" I exclaimed. "How do you get a shovel?" Then quickly added, How come I didn't get one?" I'm not ashamed to say I was jealous. After all that crafting I'd done, I've made everything but the kinds of tools that got me crafting in the first place. And now the very things I wanted was right outside my door. "That's not fair," I pouted. The zombie growled back, saying what I'm sure anyone would have said to me that moment. "Life's not fair, and the winning don't make it fair." "Yeah, well," I said, cooling down and squinted hard at the shovel. "But how'd you get one anyway?" The tool's head didn't look wooden. It was lighter, more reflective. "Is that metal?" I asked. The guy groaned. "Even if it is, it doesn't help me here, does it?" But I squinted at the shovel again, studying it from a whole new angle. "But if this were to let you combine a wood handle with something else to make the head?" asked the zombie. "Then why can't that head also be made out of wood?" The zombie groaned again. I am 99% sure that groans sound like duh. Whipping up another crafting table, my original was still outside. I placed the sticks in the center square and a wood plank above it, and got squat. This time the zombie sounded like laughter. "What do you expect?" I shot back. "Instant success?" Even if I wasn't going to let my undead thermometer know that. You almost never get something right the first time. I tried reserving the arrangement, sticks above planks, and came up with another big helping of buckets. "I got it. I'll get it," I reassured the girl. "I'm not giving up." I glanced against at the shovel, making sure I wasn't missing some minor but important detail. I was. A closer look showed me that the shovel's handle was twice as long as my sticks. I moved the plank in the top center square and placed 2 sticks below it. "Woohoo!" I hollowed at the near duplicate of the zombie's shovel. I snatched it from the air, whooped again, jumped into my victory dance, and promptly banged my head in the low ceiling. "Left it up," I told the zombie. "Nothing gonna spoil this moment." I pointed at the shovel's head at the dirt blocks and scooped up a cube with a few quick swipes. "Don't ignore the details," I said. "Details makes the difference." I walked over the back wall and gave the stone a whack. The wooden blade bounced up harmlessly. "Just wanted to be sure," I said over my shoulder. "If this thing worked for dirt, then something else will work for rocks." I went to the crafting table and got out of my remaining planks. "You don't have any helpful crafting tips, do you?" I asked the zombie. How to make?" "I don't know. A hammer and chisel or a steam drill?" That guy glared slightly back. "Never mind," I said. "I got this." I made a couple more sticks and tried arranging them with 2 more planks into an upside-down L. What I got was a tool similar to a shovel but with a longer, thinner, angled blade. "What's this?" I asked the zombie, showing it the strange implement. I thought I remembered seeing something like it back in my world. Something to do with soil. I tried to use it like a shovel, digging up a block from the floor. It worked, but not as quickly. This was wouldn't give me 2 digging tools, would it? And why should one work better than the other? I tried using the new ch.4 against the stone. It works about as well as my fist. What's wrong with this thing? I grumbled, remembering how it felt to punch of grass with my new frustrating hand. Crazily enough, reconnecting with that feeling got me serious thinking about how I use my body. It's like I began searching for the word, like I'm in 2 different minds when I'm doing this. There's, I don't know, like an aggressive punch mode and a more passive use mode. But that makes sense? Said the zombie. I know it sounds ridiculous, like something you hear from a mountaintop guru or a little green swamp alien who can lift a spaceship with his mind. But doesn't it kinda make sense? Trying to focus my thought, I held the strange decided device against the square in the 3rd floor, restraining the earth to swing it like a shovel. I concentrated on careful thought. The tools fly quickly but gently across the bare top of the square, taking the first layer of soil with it. Balance, I declared. Survival requires having both aggressions and thoughtfulness. Hot and cool, yin and whatever the other one's called. Point is to keep them in balance. Gurgled the cadaver. You should try it sometime, I told it. The thoughtful parts, I mean, and just allowing myself to joke with my would-be killer unlocking another memory of this tool. This thing's for the hole. I fished the seed out of my belt, the ones I tried so hard to plant and almost thrown away. I held them out to the soft, moist earth I just held. The seeds vanished from my hand, filling the soil square with lots of little green shots. Gardening, I trumpeted. That's the missing piece. That's why I couldn't plant the seed yesterday, and if they do grow into something edible, then I got a renewable source of food. Growled the zombie, passing harmlessly at the door. I'm sorry, what was that? I pretended to ask. Oh yes, you're right. This night is as lucky for you as it is awesome for me. 'Cause while you're stuck out of there doing the same thing over and over again, I just learned tool making and auricular, which is, well, like a million years of human evolution in 10 minutes. I sauntered over to the crafting table, and who knows, maybe by dawn I'll crack the code for cold fusion. 3 seconds later, I made something even better than a nuclear reactor. A pickaxe, I announced, holding up at the T-shaped trims. And all it took was an extra plank. Turning from the zombie to the back where I tore into the stubborn stone, the pickaxe would work like a dream, plopping out the first block in no time. Finally, I sighed, examining the freed rock. It wasn't a hole, not like the chunks of dirt. It looked more cobbled together, like all the pieces had reformed. And now, I said, glancing back at the zombie's shovel, let's see if I can improve my tools. Just as I thought, this would let me combine the blocks of cobblestone with a couple of sticks into a stone-tipped shovel. Figuring out the rules, I crawled and tried using it on the 3rd floor. The stone tip worked even faster than the wooden version, which could only mean the same for all the others. Picking out more cobblestone, I went right back at the crafting table. Getting a upgrade, I grinned, gleefully grasping a cobblestone pickaxe. Just as I thought, the new implement tore through the cliff wall like a shovel through soft earth. I couldn't see where I was going. The deepening tunnel was too dark, but the constant flow of cobblestone into my backpack told me I was making serious progress. Now we're talking, I said, burrowing deeper and deeper into the hill. How it feels, eh? I asked over my shoulder, knowing you and all those other beasties are never gonna get in here. My answer came a familiar sharp high gah. Here we go, I said, stepped out of the pitch black hole into the growing light in the dirt hut. Through the square holes in my door, I could see the rising sun and now burning zombie. So you do die at dawn, I said, almost a little sorry for the dying girl. Gah, 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 it gaped, flashing pink beneath the sheet of flame. Overcome by curiosity, I edged closer and closer towards the door. Oops, I said, as my feet accidentally uprooted the little shots in the wet floor. No matter, I thought as they jumped right into my belt. I just replanted them outside once and the zombie. I didn't even get to finish my thought. The burning beast suddenly vanished in a puff of smoke. This wrap up chapter 4. I hope you enjoyed that and stay tuned for chapter 5.